Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Very exciting news today due to the fact of XOX leaks uncovering some things in the Marvel Rivals system. We are going to talk about all of this today. Madelyne Pryor, you name it, the Devil Dinosaur, so much coming. So let's get into it. Like I said before, the Devil Dinosaur was actually basically farmed by XOX leaks, and they actually have a hero ID. And let me tell you why this is important. A hero ID basically tells us like, hey, they're going to be in the game. And the fact that he has a hero ID, he's going to be playable. Now, the biggest question is if he's going to be alongside Moon Girl, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, so his hero ID was actually 1062, and this would confirm that the Devil Dinosaur is one of our next heroes. A lot of people thought that the Devil Dinosaur had connections to Deadpool, but in fact, he does not have any relation to Deadpool. He's actually owned by the Moon Girl, and if you didn't know, Moon Girl controls him telepathically. So his abilities are that he's super strong, he's hard to hurt, he's fast for his size, and he's super intelligent, and that is thanks to Moon Girl. Moon Girl has the intelligence of a Tony Stark, or you could even say Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. And those are some of the smartest characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, if you could see here, this animal is actually controlling the Devil Dinosaur. And so this is a lot like how Moon Girl would control him. So in retrospect, he is a lot like how Penny Parker is to her robot. And so he has an extensive history in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and comics, but most of his time is definitely spent with Moon Girl, even though in the animated series, he is basically seen as his own entity. And without being biased or anything, Marvel Rivals, they are actually trying to add more people of color to the game. And so if they do incorporate Moon Girl, this would be the perfect opportunity in order to do so. But if not, Devil Dinosaur is super cool, and we will be having Bishop come to the game based on that poll that Danny Koo put out. So that's super exciting. But let's go ahead and talk about Madelyne Pryor. And basically, she is Jean Grey's evil twin. Now let's talk about a little bit of her backstory and why she's relevant in this video. So in this new gallery card, you can see Jean Grey along with Rogue, and there are some things that are spotted in this gallery card that people are sort of analyzing. And though there are many theories, let's talk about the lead one for me. First of all, you have Cyclops, and here are his glasses. Now, he could very well be being tortured in the building that is in the gallery card. Either way, nonetheless, is definitely showing that he is near, and obviously the Devil Dinosaur is near. As you can see, he's teased here. So the Devil Dinosaur and Cyclops could very well be the next few heroes. Now, we've known Cyclops to be coming. He was seen in the trailer of Rogue and Gambit, but a lot of people are like, who is this on the hill? Now, there are arguments that it is Captain Marvel, especially since Rogue has some absorption of her powers. But I'm going to save you the trouble, because here's why. So if this were Madelyne Pryor in the distance, and you also have Jean Grey getting some type of psychic connection somewhere, it really only makes sense that it's Madelyne Pryor, because not only is she Jean Grey's clone, and that could explain the telepathic instance that happened to her in the gallery card, you also have Sinister being brought into the equation because of his history with If you didn't know, Sinister is basically the creator of Madelyne Pryor, and he basically wanted the perfect mutant. So he created an exact replica of Jean Grey. And if you didn't know, Sinister was teased in Gambit's cards, and also a lot of other heroes that I've gotten into in in my other videos, but it's very important to note that Sinister was actually also leaked in the game files. So I do think that Sinister could be a villain, and so could Madelyne Pryor, but it'd be even cooler if he was actually a playable hero, which I think he will, and Madelyne Pryor will take the throne as the villain for the season. Now, she would also bring Cyclops into the situation, because if you didn't know, she actually had a Cyclops in her world, and she had got to him first. They fell in love, had a baby, and then Cyclops realized that she was a clone created by Sinister, and then he left her along with their child to then have a child in family with Jean Grey. So y'all, it gets really messy. So this very well could be the reason for bringing all of them to Marvel Rivals. It's very much interconnected, and it makes the most sense in my opinion. But as always, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Of course I did. Rim has always been there for me, no matter what.
Let us hope that stays true. In the chaos to come.